Hey everyone, in this video, we're going to do a financial statement analysis of Plug Power stock. We're going to keep it simple. I'm not going to go into complex topics. I'm going to try and make it an introductory financial statement analysis for non-financial professionals. So let's jump right in.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
All right, so let's start with an overview provided by Plug Power. So they are saying that they have expanded their offerings to support a variety of commercial operations that can be powered with green hydrogen. They provide electrolyzers that allow customers such as refineries, producers of chemicals, steel, fertilizer, and commercial refueling stations to generate hydrogen on site. So hydrogen will be the source of fuel for those companies, the source of energy for those companies. Plug expects to support these products and customers with an ecosystem of vertically integrated products that produce, transport, store, handle, dispense, and use hydrogen for mobility and power applications. And they've been doing this for some time now, several years now. The challenge that Plug Power is having is doing this and providing its services while not losing money on the bottom line. They have just lost so much money trying to offer these services, and it feels like Plug Power is hesitant to charge their service a price that will be sufficient to not have them lose so much money. We're going to see more of that in this video. So let's continue. So Plug is providing their products and solutions worldwide through a direct sales force, leveraging relationships with original equipment manufacturers and their dealer networks. They're currently targeting Asia, Australia, Europe, Middle East, and North America for expansion and adoption. So they're worldwide, but they're really in the early stages of development. They're really just getting going in terms of ramping up their customer base. They don't have too many customers. Their revenue is not as large as they would like it to be or need it to be in order to sustain their operations. So since inception, the company has financed its operations with proceeds from the sales of equity securities, convertible notes, debt, and redeemable convertible preferred stock. As of September 30th, 2023, the company had an accumulated deficit of $3.8 billion. So far, Plug Power has lost $3.8 billion in its operations. That's how much money they've cumulatively lost so far. And all that money has come from investors. They're losing investors' money. They've been doing so for a very long time. The company has continued to experience negative cash flow from operations and net losses. To make matters worse, the company expects to generate operating losses for the foreseeable future as it continues to devote significant resources to expand its current production and manufacturing capacity, construct hydrogen plants, and fund the acquisition of additional inventory to deliver our end products and related services. So, Plug Power telling investors here, we've lost almost $4 billion already, and we plan to continue losing a lot of money for the foreseeable future. For as long as we can see, we think we're just going to keep losing money. We've already lost all this money. So doesn't really look like an optimistic future for Plug Power here. Telling you they've lost all this money, they're going to continue losing money, and that's just the way it is until they grow to a certain scale that's large enough to where they can lower their cost per unit, their cost per energy unit, and make self-sustaining profitability. I don't know when that's going to be. I don't think the company knows when that's going to be or if they're ever going to be able to achieve that. It's really scary if you're an investor in Plug Power stock, and we're going to see more on that going forward. So, in light of the company's projected capital expenditure and operating requirements under its current business plan, the company is projecting that its existing cash and available for sale equity securities will not be sufficient. I'll repeat that, will not be sufficient to fund its operations through the next 12 months as of the date of this issuance of the quarterly report. These conditions and events raise substantial doubt about the company's ability to continue as a going concern. In other words, we might be out of business in the next year. We might be out of business in the next year. To continue as a going concern means to continue as a business. So Plug Power is saying, look, we've lost all this money already, and we think we're going to keep losing a lot of money. And because of how much money we're losing and how much money we actually have, we might be out of business by 12 months after the issuance of this financial statement. Unless, of course, they can find more investors or lenders willing to give them even more money to lose. And I don't know how successful they're going to be at that. If you've already lost nearly $4 billion of your investors' money, and you're telling investors you're going to keep losing money for as long as the eye can see, and we might be out of business unless we get more money, I don't know how attractive that looks to potential investors or potential lenders. And so you can understand why Plug Power stock investors have been frustrated with management and why they've been frustrated with the company, because of their plans and their execution of their business plans have not worked out until now. So the company's obligations for the next few years are that they have operating and finance leases totaling $357 million and $44 million, $62 million of which and $9 million are due within the next 12 months. They have finance obligations of $372 million, of which approximately $85 million are due in the next 12 months. And they have convertible senior notes totaling $195 million, which come due in about a year and a half on June 1st, 2025. So they're going to need a significant cash injection to make it past the next 12 to 24 months. Not only are they regular operations losing money, but they've got all these obligations coming due that they need to deal with. They need to deal with these obligations. Moreover, so although they believe the current hydrogen supply challenge is a transitory issue, they've experienced supply chain issues regarding the availability of hydrogen, including but not limiting to suppliers utilizing force majeure provisions on their existing contract, which has negatively impacted the amount of hydrogen we have been able to provide under certain of our supply and other agreements. So the way they've made agreements with their suppliers gives suppliers the power to pause production, pause supply due to a force majeure provision in the contract. So they've agreed to situations that put them at risk, and that risk has came to fruition, and that's not been good news for Plug Power. And you can see how it's impacting. It's putting the company at risk of going out of business. So with respect to its service business, the company has experienced inflationary increases in labor, parts, and related overhead. Accordingly, the company increased its estimated projected costs to service fuel cell systems and related infrastructure, which resulted in an increase in the provision for lost contracts related to service during the third quarter of 2023. If these trends continue, we may have to record additional service loss provisions in the future. Man, does not look good for Plug Power. And, if you've been watching my channel, I've been telling investors to avoid Plug Power stock, to not buy Plug Power stock. Plug Power stock is down significantly off the highs. And what we see from Plug Power's financial statements not only shows us all the trouble that they've had in the past, it shows that they haven't yet solved these troubles, that they're going to continue to be in trouble for the foreseeable future, and that they need more investor money to come in just to keep them alive so that they can potentially find a solution, which they have not yet found in all this time. So, doesn't look good. And unfortunately, Plug Power investors have lost a lot of money. Hopefully, things will turn around. However, the likelihood of that does not seem good, just according to what Plug Power themselves are telling us. This is directly from Plug Power. So hopefully things improve, but doesn't look like it anytime soon for Plug Power. But this has been just an introductory look into Plug Power's financial statement. I hope this has been informative for investors. If you liked the video you just saw and you want to see more just like it, please subscribe to the channel. I can't keep this channel free without the support of viewers like you. And if you're already subscribed, thank you, and I appreciate your support.